Welcome to the Stand Like Men podcast. I'm Logan Ingram.
And I'm Daniel Trollenberg.
And we are here today to try and learn what it means to live out a biblically masculine life. We want to be men of God. We want to be leaders in our churches, leaders in our families, leaders in our communities. And we hope that that's what we're doing here. We're trying to learn what the Bible says about it and try and come up with ways that we can apply it to our lives and share that with you guys. And like we've said before, this is a process for us too, but we're glad you're here.
Yep. And we are not perfect at this, but we're trying to be the men that God wants us to be. And if y'all have any questions or comments or snide remarks, leave us a comment or send us an email at standlikemen@gmail.com and leave us a review or rating. We want to hear from the good, the bad, and the ugly. So what are we going to talk about today, Logan?
Being lovers of money.
Lovers of money.
Yep. Okay. And how you're not supposed to do that as a true leader.
Okay. I was going to say, that's not the note that I had.
No.
I'm prepared for something different.
It's not
a lover of money.
Yep. We're still in 1 Timothy 3.
1 Timothy 3. Should we read the verse?
Yep.
Here it is. 1 Timothy chapter 3, verses 1 through 7. Here is a trustworthy saying, whoever aspires to be an overseer desires a noble task. Now the overseer is to be above reproach, faithful to his wife, temperate, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not given to drunkenness, not violent but gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. He must manage his own family well and see that his children obey him, and he must do so in a manner worthy of full respect. If anyone does not know how to manage his own family, how can he take care of God's church? He must not be a recent convert, or he may become conceited and fall under the same judgment as the devil. He must also have a good reputation with outsiders, so that he will not fall into disgrace and into the devil's trap.
I don't know. I still don't know why we take a gap.
It's because it's
well,
easier
it helps to insert it later.
To
yes,
cut it out, and
that's true.
Because sometimes, like if I don't leave enough of a space, then it sounds weird when I cut it out.
Got it.
I tried to give an example of what it sounds like if I don't cut something out, and
that's all right. I know what you mean.
It's a rough
After
day,
all
man.
of my editing and stuff I do on videos, I get exactly what you mean. Okay, so yeah, the qualification of an overseer is to not be a lover of money.
Mm-hmm.
Does that only mean just material greenback money? Or do you think it might also involve everything that comes along with money?
What do you mean everything that comes with money?
So it could be fame.
Okay.
Because you will get money.
Yeah.
It could be loving your business too much because it creates wealth and money. It could be hoarding money. It could be just legit money in and of itself. Like you love it so much you steal from other people.
Yeah.
It could be just any kind of chasing of wealth. Because I also equate wealth and power and stuff like that together as well. You know, esteem and influence, a lot of those things. I tie a lot of those to money.
Yeah.
Or at least in my mind, where I go, in my heart, in my mind, they are very connected.
So to answer your question, yes, I think it's more than just money, more than just greenback. So would you say that this is specifically talking about money and things that come from money, or is it, well, I mean, this is a very leading question. I'm going to ask it, and then I'm going to try and figure out how to not ask it. Do you think it's just talking about money and the things that come from money, like power and fame and business and whatnot, or is it talking about more of a condition of your heart of like what are you valuing?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at money, it's literally just paper. It's a number on a computer, but it's what it represents, which is generally some sort of wealth, power, influence, fame, something generally. Yeah. And I mean, it can equal stability as well. You know, like it can be really scary to not have it when you really need it to provide for your family.
Yeah.
But in that case, you're probably not a lover. Like your focus is not on gaining more and more and more of it. I think that's what you just talked about is it's a heart issue.
Yeah.
The love of the money is really what it's addressing. It's not addressing money. It's addressing the love of those things, the love and the desire. And I believe it also is addressing when we do that, when we put all of our focus on money and power and fame and wealth, are we fully trusting God and He's going to take care of us? Or are we taking that into our own hands and making that our priority?
Yeah. I'm glad you said trusting. Are we trusting in God? Because I think this qualification characteristic is leans more in the trusting in God.
Yes.
Rather than avoiding money.
Right.
Can I read a verse?
Yes.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. I'm sure many people have already thought of this verse. No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. When I was reading through this, I'm like, okay, it sounds more, from my perspective, Paul is talking about more of it. You need to be trusting in God rather than trusting money. And like, if you're trusting money to carry you through things, that's your master.
Yes.
That's who you're relying on to take care of you. That's who you're relying on.
That's where you're getting your worth from.
That's where you're getting your worth from. Yeah. You're doing whatever you can to serve. You serve your master. And so if your master is money, then you're doing anything you can to get more money. That's getting more notoriety, more fame, more power. You're trying to grow your business. You're trying to fill in the blank. But like your goal in all of that is for the money. And I mean, it's an obvious disclaimer, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Like, we're not supposed to not work. We're not. It's not that it's wrong to grow your business. It's not that it's wrong to work and to earn money. It's not even evil to have money. Like, none of that is wrong or problematic necessarily. It's what is your goal and what is your desire, and who are you trusting in this? Are you trusting the money, or are you trusting God?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I think that's exactly what this verse is talking about. Is if you put something between or above you and God, then you can't lead well.
No, because I mean the whole point of this. I mean, these few verses that we're reading in 1 Timothy 3 are specifically for like overseers and shepherds. But like we've said from day one that they're overseers and shepherds, and we are submitting to their authority because they are godly men.
Right.
And they are men of good character and men that are trying to lead us to Jesus. And so that's why we are following them. And that's why we're like, that's why they're elders. Where was the end of that sentence? Oh, like, the characteristics of a godly man are characteristics of a godly man, regardless of if you have a title in the congregation or not.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a big reason we're going over this stuff, guys. It's not because we're pushing everyone to be a deacon or elder or anything like that in church. That'd be wonderful. And if you exemplify these characteristics, then absolutely, I think that's part of our calling, is we're supposed to step up as leaders. But yes, we are going over characteristics of a godly masculine man, and all of these fit. Yeah.
Because what are the downsides to chasing after money? Like, what if you have a love of money and that's your master? What's the downside for that?
Well, let's just take work and time.
Okay.
As just the first one. If all I care about is making money, then like if I love money enough to put it above God, then I probably love it enough to put it above my family. And so nights, weekends, whatever, just time-wise. And then if you want to take it a step further, if you love it above those things, then you'll probably love it above your moral code. And you'll step into areas you shouldn't in order to get it. Yeah. Or make decisions or moves within business or whatever in order to get that.
Yeah.
It's a very slippery moral slope.
Yeah. And if you're willing to, how do you sacrifice your moral code? That's not how you phrase it. How did you say it? Compromise. If you're willing to compromise your principles,
yes,
then that kind of points back to the fact that your character is lacking.
Yep.
And like demonstrates a lack of character, or at least an area of your character that needs growth and development.
Well, I know plenty of people have intimate relationships with people I know who lost their family because of money in business. That's all they thought about and cared about, and that was their life.
Yeah.
And they lost their family because of it. They don't have great relationships with their kids. They still have horrible relationships with their ex-wives. And I mean, and it's not just for men either, but this is a masculine podcast.
Yeah.
Stand like men.
What?
So we're talking about men.
Yeah.
And so don't say women don't. We're not saying that women don't do it too, but we're addressing the men, and with fame and all of the stuff that comes along with it. I know lots of people in the outdoor industry who've lost their families because they're chasing that fame. And to do that in the outdoor industry, you got to spend a lot of time in the woods.
Yeah.
And they've really missed out on a lot. And you see it, it's in movies, it's in TV shows. I mean, it's a pandemic, and it's been happening since the beginning of the world.
Did I ever tell you about the time I was invited to join the Illuminati?
No. I want to hear this.
I don't tell this story enough. I just started a Instagram account, and I was trying to get into photography and trying to have a profile, a portfolio. And so and this guy named Jacob, I think his name is Jacob, started following me and sent me a DM, and he's like, "Hey, I'd like to invite you to join the Illuminati." Or there was some lead up to it. I'm like, at first I'm like, absolutely not. This is a scam. I'm not going to do this. I'm like, you know what? And this is before AI and most of the bots and whatnot. I'm like, you know what? He probably needs Jesus. I'm just going to string him along. Because if it is a scam, which it's a scam, but at least if he's talking with me, he's not he's not trying to scam somebody else. So I can waste a little bit of his time, and maybe I can share Jesus with him. And so I start leading him down this trail, and I start asking him, who does he believe in? Yada yada. In the conversation, he did admit or confess, not admit or confess. He did clarify that he's like, the Illuminati, we don't sacrifice children, and we don't do this thing and this thing. I'm like, that's really good to know. I appreciate you saying that, but what about Jesus? And so he's like, listen, with the Illuminati, you're going to make so much money, and you're going to get this, and you're going to get this, and you're going to get this, and it's going to happen pretty quick. I'm like, yeah, here's the thing, man. I've done the whole money chasing thing, and the biggest thing is it doesn't bring me peace. Like, I've chased after money, and the problem is you're never going to have enough money.
Right.
Ever. And like, so I don't know if you know this. I've never made it to $1 million. I don't know if you were aware or not, but
no,
I couldn't tell. I didn't know if you could tell by my lifestyle or not, but I have never made it to $1 million.
As a dorm parent and working at the university, you haven't made $1 million?
No.
Oh.
No, I haven't. Anyway, so looking at much less $1 billion, and you look at, there's a handful of people that have $1 billion.
Well, the guy that I just brought up and was specifically mentioning about losing his family, I believe was a billionaire at one point.
The thing is, they're not satisfied with their $1 billion.
No.
And but then they start realizing, hey, it's not enough. And so they start looking for new things. They've got to put a car in space. They've got to go to Mars. They have to be in space themselves. They have to ride down in a faulty submarine to see the Titanic. Like, the money is not enough.
Yeah. And
it's never satisfying. And so the Illuminati conversation was more to get me to talk about how it doesn't bring you peace. And in fact, it just leaves you
more money, more problems, right?
That's what they say. I don't know. I've never really had that problem. it leaves you parched. It's like you wake up in the morning and your mouth is dry and just eat a bunch of saltines.
Here's something I have learned firsthand. Money is legitimately like water. Mm-hmm. It will flow between your fingers and disappear in a fraction of a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Like I knew that, but I've really gotten to experience it the last couple of years, mm-hmm. and it's frightening.
Yeah.
How fast it disappears. Mm-hmm. And how can you think about putting all of your faith in something that fleeting?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. It's like putting all your faith in a rainstorm for like you believe in the rain god.
Yeah.
And then it just comes and is gone.
Yeah.
Like what's your hope then? Like it might come back one day. Like it mm-hmm. might bless you again one day with its presence, and then you might do a better job of holding on to it. And that's the thing, is you have to keep a strong grip on it. And that's the good news with God.
How do you hold on to water?
Yeah, that's right. You cannot do that.
No.
And the inverse is with God, you don't have to do that. Mm-mm. Like he makes it very clear that we don't have to just be grasping all the time. Like, mm-hmm. like if we're focused on him and put him as a top priority, he's not going to just flow away.
No.
Like he is steady and there all the time. Money is not.
No.
Fame is not. Fortune, wealth, all the influence, all this. You see it every day with celebrities. I mean, one day somebody is the absolute greatest at whatever they do, and then one day their time ends, mm-hmm. and that's it.
Yeah.
And it just goes away.
Yeah. It's
gone.
Well, it's with fame, you have to stay relevant.
Right.
I saw like someone, I won't go into all the details. Like Jennifer Lawrence had the perfect like setup where she did like the Hunger Game movies.
Yep.
And she did those every other year or so.
Yep.
And then in between the movies, she would go and do a different one to kind of keep herself relevant.
Yep.
And like that system was going well for her until she hit like one or two duds off on the side. Like one of her side movies, it just didn't work well. And so people were just like, nah, we're done with you. Mm-hmm. Like she was America's sweetheart.
Yeah.
For years. And everybody's like, I love Jennifer Lawrence. And like they loved her interviews. She was just a person and they liked her. But then they're just like, we're kind of done with you. And they just moved on.
Yeah.
And she doesn't do a whole lot anymore.
Nope.
But like, and the problem with money is like, okay, money is going to save me. Money is going to be the thing that I can rely on. Well, until inflation hits, and Jack, like, where'd that come from?
Yeah, like you can't rely on money.
You can't plan for inflation. Mm-mm. And then as of this recording, was it last week? Yeah, as of this recording, last week, taxes.
Right. Tax rates go up, fuel prices go up. Mm-hmm. And so for one thing, your money is not worth the same forever.
No. And
fluctuates all the time.
The entire economic system is designed to get the money to flow away from you.
Well, and believing that your worth is based on something so fleeting.
Yeah.
Like what a miserable way to live. Mm-hmm. I don't want to live like that.
No.
Like if I sat and watched the stock market every day and believed my worth was tied up in that, dude, it would like I don't even know. Like suicide rates are crazy.
Suicide rates are crazy. Like you look at
the stock market in the financial sector.
When you see like there are correlating studies that whenever the stock market like tanks, suicide rates jack.
Yeah. It's because people place all their
worth on that, and they're like, I have no worth. I have no value. It's better for me to be dead than to be alive.
I would way rather have my worth in something else that's way more solid than I am.
Yeah.
And way more solid than money is, because it's not going to change. No. Right. Because our worth, the way God looks at us is, we're invaluable to him. And if all of our worth is tied up in anything. This doesn't have to just be money. It's all the worldly stuff.
Yeah. It's what is your master?
Right.
What are you going to rely on? What are you going to pursue, and what are you going to serve?
And I believe that, and some of this I'm coming up with just right now, like it's clicking in my brain, is I've made hunting my master before. All my worth was tied up in how good of a hunter or outdoorsman I am. And it's not, and I wasn't like going through life purposefully believing that and like, hey, I'm just going to believe that my worth is tied up in hunting. It just, I put so much focus on it and my value that it became that.
Yeah.
And guess what? I spent a lot of time away from my family. And when I was on my phone or anything else, guess what I was looking at? Saw on hunting forums. I was looking at guns and bows.
Yeah.
I mean, it just consumes you. Anything like that can consume you and your thoughts is not good.
No.
So that, the verse, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. That lays perfectly with all of this.
And the problem is, like, anything can become an idol.
Yes.
Like
absolutely.
money's, we've been talking about that, easy to become idol. Hobbies, hunting, photography, even sins like lust or gluttony can become idols. Social media can be an idol. Shopping can be an idol.
Friendships
can be an idol.
Social life.
Even serving the church can technically become an idol.
I know people who've gotten divorced because they pretty much abandoned their families because of church stuff.
Yep.
But it was because their worth was tied up in whatever their abilities were or how they believed they were serving instead of their God and family.
Yeah. There's I don't know the preacher's name, but he was like a preacher for a mega church, and he made a deal. He said, God, I'll take care of your people if you take care of my family. And then he got a divorce and his children hate him. And it's like, God didn't actually make that deal because he wanted you to actually take care of your own family.
Yeah. That's
probably a better example for next week's episode.
Yeah.
Of man.
That's okay.
This is a little teaser. That's what we're calling it.
Lay it in.
It's going to be a teaser.
Yeah. Chasing worldly value instead of godly value. That's how I look at being a lover of money. You're chasing a value that the world places on things. And we're not supposed to be of this world. No.
Because the world, like, contentment is the word that popped in my head.
Yep.
It's like, okay, so this world, like our culture and society demand that we are discontented and that we look for more. Whatever it is, we need more. We need more money. We need more
everything
fame.
is catered to that. Social media,
everything.
The television. Any media is catered towards consumerism, which is what, it's all about making money.
Yeah. And if you listen to all of that, it's basically saying that you're not happy yet, but once you get this, you'll be happy.
You'll be happy, or you'll feel like you're worth something.
Yeah. You just need one more. And like looking at even the articles, it's like 28 things, 28 must-haves for your like summer picnic.
Yeah.
Like 37 must-haves for your kitchen. It's like
top vehicle of the year.
Yeah.
Top. I don't know.
It's like, I must have these things in order to do this. Like, I must have.
They're good at it though. They make you believe that.
Yeah. It's like, if I don't have these 38 things, then my outdoor barbecue like setup is not going to be good. It's like, where's the contentment though? Because like I saw the most glorious thing on social media last night. A guy walks out, he opens up a tiny little doghouse door, and he lifts up, and it's just, you look at it, it's just like maybe like a 15 by 8 foot like steel, like a tin roof box. He lifts up the lid, and the lid opens up, and it's got hinges, and he props it open, and it's just a full outdoor kitchen. And there's a griddle, there's a grill, there's a smoker, there's running water to it, and it's all enclosed. And then when he's done, he just closes the lid. It's completely waterproof, rain protected. I'm like, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I would love something like that. But I'm never going to have that. And like, so looking at it, one thing that Brant Hansen talks about in the book, The Men We Need, is, I try not to quote him every episode, but this time it's worth it. He's like, with contentment, you need to be able to you need to be able to say, and I don't need that right now.
Yeah.
It's like that. I see this beautiful outdoor thing. I'm like, that is beautiful, but I don't need that right now.
Yeah.
But I don't need that. I walking or driving down the road, I see a beautiful car. I'm like, man, that car is amazing, but I don't need that. See, I mean, you can use that with anything: cars, boats,
houses,
guns, people. It's like
absolutely.
that girl is beautiful.
Yep.
I don't need that. I've got my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my kids. I've got my family.
Yep.
I don't need that.
Jobs.
How much stronger would families be if we were content with what we had, with what God gave us?
Yeah. I mean, our family has to work on it all the time. We're intentional about it.
Yeah.
Like we've made it kind of like our theme numerous years throughout 20 years. Me and Cindy have been almost married. Mm-hmm. So it's important to be content.
Yeah. And if you look at like the 10th commandment says, don't covet your neighbor's whatever. Yeah. It's like, be happy with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
The grass is always greener. Like, yeah, of course that looks amazing, but that doesn't mean that it's good. Like work with what you have. Be content with what you have.
Yeah. And all of this wraps up in our worth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just how we operate. I don't know how to get around it.
Mm-hmm.
So I deal with it all the time. I have to remind myself all the time to be content.
Yeah.
And then my worth is not tied up in accomplishments and views and whatever else.
Yeah.
Like our worth is tied up in something much greater.
Oh yeah. And that's what it all boils down to. Who do you put your trust in? Are you going to put your trust in money, or are you going to put your trust in God?
Yeah.
You can't, this whole not a lover of money, you can't rely on your own means. You need to rely on God, and he will provide for you. He may not provide you with a really nice car and a really nice house, but it kind of goes back to having an eternal view on things.
Yeah. And it's incredible how we forget how little we can live on.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah.
It's like you look back in history and it's incredible what people lived on.
Rice and beans.
Yeah.
Every day for the entire life.
Yeah, pretty much. And we moan and cry about not being able to go out to eat every single night.
Yeah.
or be able to buy a new car after 2 years instead of paying off the one you got.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's everywhere. But it's incredible how little we can live on, really. Yeah. If we really keep our focus on being content. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we have to do that. We don't have to sell everything and live in poverty.
No.
Like we don't have to do that to be godly men.
No.
But we can't allow those things to take over our life and to capture our hearts and hold on to them and keep us captive.
So I think that's a good segue into what should we do? What should the listeners do if they find themselves with money? Well, let's wait for the sirens to pass. But now that I've called it out, I guess we can just keep talking. So, like, I mean, we have listeners that I'm sure are doing very well financially, and God bless you. That's great.
I don't have
a problem with that.
I would say, and our family is going through this right now. I want my family to look at money as a tool to use for God. Yeah. Like, it's okay to have nice things. Like God blessed tons of people in the Bible with this immense wealth. And I think he delights in that kind of stuff. Yeah. I think it's fun for him. Mm-hmm. Like if I think about it, and I had somebody tell me this just this last week, is if I look at it like a dad and my kids come, or like maybe I made something for them for their birthday or whatever, just for fun. Like I've made them wooden swords before. Mm-hmm. Dude, it is so fun for me to watch them have a blast with those things.
Oh yeah.
And to me, it was no big deal. Like it was just some extra wood I had laying around and it took an hour. To them, it was just, I don't know. It was an amazing thing for them.
Yeah.
Cause they didn't have that.
Yeah.
But it was super fun for me to delight in watching them have fun with it and enjoy it. And like at Christmas, I think pretty much everybody can relate to this. Like we love watching our kids open presents and get gifts and stuff like that. I think God's the same way.
Yeah.
I think he wants us to enjoy stuff, but again, he does not want these things to capture our hearts and hold us captive. And so I think we look at money as a tool. That's the best way I know how to do it.
Yeah.
And then when a need arises, we help take care of it if we're able.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you nailed it. Money is, people like misquote the verse a lot and they say money is the root of all evil. It's not that. It's the love of money.
The love of money. And almost every verse that talks about money in a negative connotation goes to that. Yeah. It's your heart.
Yeah. And you hit on it early on. It's because you're willing to sacrifice anybody and everything to get more of it.
Yeah.
You're willing to sack your family. You're willing to sacrifice your family. You're willing to sacrifice the people around you. You're willing to sacrifice your customers. You're willing to do whatever you can to get more of it.
Yeah. And what if we flip that? If we were willing to give up all of our money to have deeper relationships and a stronger marriage and stronger relationship with our kids, like that's become important to me.
Yeah.
Store up for yourself treasures in heaven.
Yeah, where moths and vermin do not destroy.
Yep.
That was Matthew 6:22.
I'm glad you're really good at. I can quote scripture, but I cannot tell you what the chapter and verse is.
Well, I normally can't either. I happened to read that verse earlier this morning.
Oh, perfect.
Thank you for listening to the Stand Like Men podcast. We are so glad that you joined us today in our discussion of what it means to not be a lover of money, and ultimately, who are we putting our trust in? Who are we going to rely on, and who are we going to get our peace from? Who or what? And I hope that you're going to join us and make God the origin of our peace. So if you would, we'd love it if you would send us an email at standlikemen@gmail.com, or like and review and comment our content, and God bless you.
Our verse is 1 Corinthians 16:13 and 14.
Be watchful.
Stand firm in the faith. Act like men. Be strong.
Let all that you do be done in love.